Hi everyone. So welcome back to the Strivers SD sheet series, and today we'll be solving this question, that is marge overlapping subintervals or marge intervals. So the question says that given an array of intervals where intervals I is equals to start I and I, marge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all the intervals in the input. Give a pause to the video and read the question. So the question says that in example 1, just look in the example 1 when it says that see, we have 1 comma 3, 2 comma 6, but these two are overlapping, right? Because 3 is after 2, or we can also say 3 is greater than 2, therefore 3 should come after 2, right? But 3 is coming before 2, therefore this is overlapping. If you see the this two example, 2 comma 6 and 8 comma 2, 2 is smaller than 8, 2 is also smaller than 10, so it's not making any um, jam here. But 6 is also smaller than 8, 6 is also smaller than 10, therefore it's completely fine, right? And if you see again in the example 2, so this was one of the overlapping subintervals. It was creating a overlapping here, right? Again, if you see in the example 2, you can see 4 is here also, 4 is here also, right? So this is making a overlapping, right? So this cannot be done, so we just remove it and remove the overlapping, and we will just marge 1 comma 5. So to remove the overlap here, what do we have to do? Just remove both of this, right? Take the maximum element from both of this first interval and the second interval. That's it. Basically we will take the maximum element from end of the interval 1. Just take the maximum of interval 1 and also the interval 2. That's what we are gonna do here. So if you just look in the solution, what comes to your mind? At first we have to check the first element, right? But basically you have to check the sorting order, right? And then you have to check for the second element. So basically there are two simple jobs, right, we have to do. And this question actually also have a brute solution, but that is a bit critical. The code is very complex, So therefore I would suggest do not go to the brute for this particular solution only, because I feel the optimal solution is the brute as well as the best example solution for this. Do not have to go to the brute solution for this question, which is a bit complex one. So I only have one solution for this, which actually the solution that came in my mind in my first go, that was the optimal solution, so which is actually best. So let's look. We have to first check whether this element is smaller than this or not. So why not just why not just really sorry why not just sort the intervals based on the first element, right? So one thing is done, we are gonna sort the intervals, right, based on the first element. Definitely it's gonna get sorted. So the second thing I have to check whether this element is greater than this or not. Simple, which you can do after running a for loop. Simple, right? So if you see this question, this is the solution for this. As I've told you, at first I'm gonna do the sorting thing, which I have done here, and then I have also done a vectoring, because we have to return again in a 2D vector form. Therefore I have initialized a 2D vector of answer. Then I have run the for loop. At first sorting, job 1 done, and then I have run the for loop to check. Initially the vector will be empty because anything you are not inputting here, right? So if the vector is empty, answer is empty, then we will just push the first intervals there in the vector, right? And then again when the first interval will come back here, 1 comma 3, definitely the first interval here. So this will be checked with this element. Of course we are going to the first interval now. 2 comma 6 will be checked with 1 comma 3. Definitely 2 comma 6 is not satisfying this solution, right? This have to be, this interval I comma 0 represents the second element, and answer dot pushback pushes the first element at first every time, right? Therefore it will get changing, like that's how our programming works. Next time answer dot pushback will take this 2 comma 6 as the new element, right? It will have a new interval. So since this is not following the condition, because 1 comma 3 is greater here, 3 is greater than 2, therefore this is not following the condition, therefore we cannot push this interval directly. If this would be greater, like here since 8 comma 10 is greater, therefore we just can push it in our answer final answer vector. But since it is not greater, what we have to do, we have to just check this, like I have told you now, the second we have to check the last element of the of both of these intervals, because we are checking both two intervals at the same time. So we have to take the max of the we have to take the max of the answer, max of the interval 1 and first interval and interval second. So which one is the max here among 3 comma 7? This is the answer comma, this represents the last element of answer dot back, and this represents the last element of this intervals, right? 6 is greater here, so 1 comma 6 will be pushed in answer dot back. This is the final answer. This is a bit tricky question, I understand. You might get a bit, blunder. You will might do a blunder in your head, but better, write the algorithm in your notebook. It will really work. The next time again, this answer dot back will have 1 comma 3, then 2, 1 comma 6, right? And then again 8 comma 10 will come. Definitely 8 comma 10 is greater. This is a 8 comma 10 is the new intervals, right? Therefore this will be pushed, 8 comma 10 will be pushed. Again if we check, therefore this 2 will be there in the answer vector till our second iteration. And in the third iteration, 15 comma 18 is greater than 8 comma 10, therefore this will also be put, put. And finally the intervals are completed, and then for loop is exhausted, and then we will return the answer. So the space complexity, of course, big of n because of the vector space that we've taken here, and also the time complexity is big of n log n because of the for loop n, and for the log n, this is because of the sorting thing. So this is the particular solution for this question, Marge intervals. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, keep grinding. Bye.